Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS, and Washington, Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you thought the NFC East was already competitive, buckle up, because the latest rumors and moves are shaking things up in a way we haven't seen in quite some time. The NFL offseason is always full of surprises, but this one is particularly explosive. Rumors swirling around the league suggest that the San Francisco 49ers are contemplating a blockbuster trade that could send one of their stars to the Washington Commanders. And let's be honest, this isn't just a small move. It could be a game changer, a real statement of intent from the Commanders. So what exactly is happening? Well, according to some insider sources, the 49ers are in talks to send Brandon Ayuk to Washington, along with offensive tackle Andrew Wiley, in exchange for a first-round pick in the 2026 draft. Yes, you heard that right. A first-rounder, a future asset that could shape the franchise for years to come. Now, why would the 49ers consider such a move? Well, it's not just about clearing cap space or shedding some dead weight. It's about focusing on their most pressing needs, especially on the offensive line. After recent injuries to key players like Nick Bosa and Fred Warner, San Francisco's defense has taken a hit, and their offensive line has been tested in ways that make them look vulnerable. Wiley, who's been a reliable presence, could help reinforce their protection schemes. But the real prize here is Brandon Ayuk, a wide receiver who's been lighting up the league since he entered the NFL in 2020. Drafted out of Arizona State, Ayuk has blossomed into one of the league's top playmakers, especially in 2023 when he made his first Pro Bowl appearance. His stats are impressive: over 300 yards receiving, 7 touchdowns, and a yards per reception average of around 14. 2, which puts him in the upper echelon of NFL receivers. But it's not just about raw numbers. Ayuk's efficiency metrics are off the charts. His expected points added per target, or EPA, is elite, around plus 0.21, ranking among the top at his position. His catch rate on contested balls is about 55%, and he's been one of the best deep threats, completing 50% of his passes on attempts over 20 yards. His yards after catch are also notable, averaging about 6.4 yards per reception, which shows his ability to turn short passes into big gains. And even with some injury setbacks in 2025, like an ACL and MCL injury that limited him early on, Ayuk has shown resilience and high-level production when healthy. His career stats include around 500 receiving yards and 35 touchdowns, with a route win rate of about 63%. If he joins Washington, he could be the missing piece that elevates their passing game to a new level. Now, let's talk about the bigger picture. The 49ers, with a 4-2 record and a cap space of roughly $25 million, are clearly thinking long-term. They're not just chasing this season. They're building a roster capable of contending for multiple Super Bowls. Their confidence in their defense is evident. They rank 8th in points allowed per game, surrendering only about 18 points on average. But they recognize that to take the next step, especially against tough NFC contenders, they need to optimize their offensive weapons and shore up their line. Moving Ayuk, a player who's been a cornerstone of their passing attack, might seem risky, but it's part of a broader strategy. Their division, the NFC West, is loaded with talent, and the NFC as a whole remains fiercely competitive. So sacrificing Ayuk now might be a calculated move to bring in future assets that can help them sustain success. Meanwhile, in Washington, the situation is quite different but equally intriguing. The Commanders are sitting at 3-3, and their receiving core has been a bit banged up lately. Jahan Dotson, their promising young receiver, has shown flashes of brilliance but has also been sidelined with injuries, including a quadriceps injury that kept him out of the Week 16 game against the Eagles. Curtis Samuel has been battling a heel injury, and he's currently on IR, expected to return around Week 11. Meanwhile, their veteran receiver, Terry McLaurin, has been doing his best despite a groin injury that limited him earlier in the season, and he's considered a key piece for their offense moving forward. But adding someone like Brandon Ayuk, with his explosiveness and ability to make big plays, could be the spark that the Commanders need to push into the upper tier of the NFC. Ayuk's potential impact on Washington's offense could be transformative. His ability to stretch the field, combined with his yards after catch, could open up more opportunities for quarterback Sam Howell. Howell, still relatively young and developing, would benefit greatly from a receiver who can create separation and win contested catches at a high level. The numbers suggest that with Ayuk's addition, Washington's passing yards per game could jump from around 215 to roughly 260, a significant increase. That's a 19% boost in EPA per pass attempt, which in turn could lead to more scoring opportunities and better overall offensive efficiency. When paired with McLaurin, who excels in intermediate routes, and the emerging tight end, they could form a potent offensive trio that keeps defenses guessing. And there's more to consider. The NFL odds reflect the shifting landscape. The odds for the Super Bowl are dropping for Washington from plus 6,000 to about plus 2,500, indicating that the market sees a real shot at playoff contention. The NFC title odds have also improved, now hovering around plus 300. Ayuk's presence could be the catalyst that pushes Washington into the top 10 in passing offense, a huge leap from their current ranking of 22nd. This boost in offensive production could not only help them reach the playoffs, but also make a deep run in the postseason, especially if their defense, which currently ranks 8th in points allowed, maintains that level of performance. Now, let's take a moment and analyze how this trade could affect both teams' trajectories. For the 49ers, it's about maximizing their window with a roster built for success now. They have a strong defense, a talented quarterback in Brock Purdy, and a versatile offense that can adapt. But to push into the Super Bowl conversation, they need to ensure their offensive line is solid, especially with recent injuries to their key pass rushers and linebackers. Moving Ayuk might be a strategic decision to get more draft capital, which can be used to bolster their line or add depth elsewhere. Their confidence in their defense suggests they believe they can sustain their success even if their offense takes a slight hit in the short term. For Washington, this trade signals a clear intent to compete now. They're not just building for the future. They want to capitalize on their current window. Improving their passing game with a proven star like Ayuk could be the difference maker they need to secure a playoff spot and perhaps even challenge for division supremacy. The NFC East is a division where every game matters, and having a dynamic receiver who can take the top off defenses is invaluable. Plus, with their current injury situation at receiver, adding Ayuk could provide the stability and explosiveness they've been missing. In terms of the broader NFL landscape, this kind of move exemplifies how teams are willing to make bold decisions to gain an edge. It's about identifying the pieces that can turn a good team into a great one. The potential pairing of Ayuk with Howell and McLaurin is tantalizing. Imagine the mismatches, the explosive plays, the big third-down conversions. It's the kind of upgrade that can elevate a team's entire offense, making them unpredictable and dangerous in December and into the playoffs. And let's not forget the historical context. If this trade goes through, it could mirror some of the most impactful deals in recent NFL history, transforming a franchise's fortunes and shifting the balance of power within the division. For Washington, it's about seizing the moment, about showing they're serious contenders, not just for this season, but for years to come. The addition of a star receiver like Ayuk could be the piece that finally unlocks their full potential and helps them break through a competitive NFC field. As we look ahead, the NFL draft in 2026 could be a pivotal point for both franchises. For the 49ers, the first-round pick they're sending could turn into a cornerstone player, a future star who helps them sustain their success. For Washington, that pick gives them flexibility, perhaps to target an impact player that complements their current roster. It's a classic example of the chess match that is NFL roster management, making bold moves now to prepare for future dominance. So as fans, we have to stay tuned, because these rumors are just the beginning. The league is buzzing with anticipation about what this could mean for both teams. Will the trade actually happen? How will Ayuk fit into the Commanders' offense? Can the 49ers recover from losing such a talented receiver? These are questions that only time will answer, but one thing is clear. This potential trade could be one of the defining moments of the NFL season, reshaping the NFC landscape and giving fans a lot to talk about for months to come. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Washington Commanders news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential move? Do you believe Ayuk is the type of player that can elevate this team into serious playoff contention? Are you excited about the possibility of adding a Pro Bowler who's proven to be one of the league's most dynamic receivers? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the team. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Washington Commanders news. This is a time of excitement and possibility, and I can't wait to see how it all unfolds. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Commanders.